the solar plexus, governed by fire. The solar plexus chakra is the emotional space. This is where we feel happy, nervous, sad, butterflies in your tummy. You know the drill. And staying in touch and in tune with your emotions is how you balance your solar plexus. You ask yourself questions like, can you identify or feel your emotion? Do you have a healthy response to your emotions? And be honest with yourself here. An unbalanced chakra looks like long-term depression, anxiety, struggle sleeping, and anger issues. And so these are the practices to use when tapping into this chakra. You have to emotionally check in. How do you feel right now? What do you need? Do you feel an underlying undesired emotion being triggered? How do you respond to this trigger? You have the power to choose your response to your trigger. Yep, that's right. You have that power. Let that sink in for a little bit. So now, some herbs to use for the solar plexus is eucalyptus and lavender. This will help you relax and it will bring you back to your center self. The solar plexus is your awareness center. This is your willpower. It is the seat of self, where we form intentions and carry them out, consciously or subconsciously. This is the center of our will. We choose how we want to be. I know you might want to say, but I grew up in this kind of environment and I didn't choose that. Or this happened to me and I didn't choose that. Of course. But once you come to the realization, that is when you take your power and choose how you want to be. It's really that easy, you know? Well, it sounds really easy, but it's also easy. You just have to be intentional. So now your root chakra, right, is your safety center. This is where you feel in your body, where you feel at home, where you feel safe. And now once you come to the realization that you're safe, you move to the sacral chakra, which is where your desires reside. You recognize your desires and you recognize them as your guide to your way of life. And then you move to the solar plexus. Once you recognize your desires, you tap into the solar plexus where the willpower comes in, where you choose the kind of life you want. Ooh, that sounds so good. This is the manifestation area. Understand that you have the free will to change your reality. When you unconsciously react impulsively, you're not making a choice. You're living from reaction instead of a clear, conscious response. This is how you stay unaware. So, how do we balance this? You become energetically responsible for how your inner state is. You become energetically responsible for how your inner state is. Once you master this material responsibility will happen naturally in all spheres, as within, so without. Y'all know how easy it is, right, to put the blame on someone and not acknowledge your role in the situation. It's so easy, but that's just whack behavior. We're high vibrational beings. We hold ourselves accountable. So once you recognize your role in the situation, you take your power back. Eckhart Tolle said, to end the misery that has afflicted the human condition for thousands of years, you have to start with yourself. Take responsibility of your inner state at any given moment, and that means now. Being responsible from within your inner world will allow every other thing to flow. So take responsibility of your actions. Avoiding responsibility will have you throwing tantrums as an adult. I mean, hello. If you were done wrong, check in with you. What was my role? Did I not have boundaries? Was I fearing something? Was I trying to fill a void? Once you get to the acknowledgement and realization of your answers, then you get to a point where you no longer accept mediocrity from others. You stop that because you've taken responsibility of your willpower. Change the narrative to a perspective that'll help you transcend. Don't lie now. Choose a perspective that'll shift you to a high vibration. Don't roll your eyes at me now. I say what I say. I can't believe how possible this is, but at the same time I do. Because once you realize that you have no power over someone else's reaction, you free yourself from so much. Once you have to realize at the same time that you are responsible for your actions. And this is where you practice your willpower. This is where your strength comes. So take responsibility over what you can control. Tap into your willpower. You got